Cade York jerseys or not. But with that, 3 for 4, Jay.
No, 3 for 5.
No, 3 for 4.
It's 3 for 5. No.
I got into this argument with someone last night.
It's 3 for 5.
It's officially 3 for 4.
Listen,
if he had made the kick and then missed one, we wouldn't say he was 4 for 5.
Exactly.
The kick didn't count. It didn't count.
He missed two
it
kicks.
And we saw it with our own eyes.
He missed 2 kicks yesterday.
But
be damned what the box score said.
Officially speaking, he was 3 for 4.
Now, I got to set this up because I know me and you got a lot of similarities. Here, preseason don't matter, but for us fanatics, it matters.
That's right.
You miss one wide to the right, right?
Yep.
Philadelphia gets the penalty, you get closer, and then you turn around and miss wide to the left.
Can't happen.
We talk about preseason football and how 99.5% of it means almost nothing for the regular season. The 0.5% that does have an impact on week 1 is the kicker and the punter. That's it. Those are the 2 things that are replicable
Who was the guy I said yesterday I was interested in watching?
Cade York.
I want to see Cade York. I want to see him under pressure. And I got to tell you, even though he was 3 for 3, and I know you don't get style points, and you shouldn't lose points for lack of style. His makes aren't the kind of makes I want. And I noticed something on his second kick, his real official miss. Do we have that on tag board? Can we show that?
We do. We have the full clip, and actually,
I want it. The reason I want to show it is I want everybody to pay attention to the flight path of his football. It started right down the middle, and it for some reason, and I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know where the laces were. I don't know why his balls, after being struck cleanly, are fading.
Well, hold on the Eagles broadcast, and we do have the clip. It's 2 minutes long if we want to play it.
I think we should.
But Ross Tucker, who came on our show 2 weeks ago, we like Ross Tucker, was doing color. I'm not sure who the play-by-play guy was, but the play-by-play guy asked Ross Tucker after he missed the second field goal, Ross, you've been calling football games for decades now. Have you ever seen the ball leave a kicker's foot with the same spin that it leaves Cade York's foot with? And it caught Ross off guard, and he goes,
You'd have to be an expert, though, at that.
I'll just say it doesn't look normal. So,
yeah, and you'd have to be an expert to notice anything, because there's the subtleties. It'd be like if I showed you a golf swing from Phil Mickelson and Tiger Woods, and I told you, tell me the strike plate difference.
And there is a difference, but I do think there's something to be said about a guy who has seen as much football as Ross Tucker to say, this one doesn't look. Now, Reggie Miller had a weird jump shot. It still went in. You don't have to all be the same. But it's certainly, to your point,
What's weird to me, though, McNuggets,
to
that point was it came off, and when you show it, it looked like it was going to be good.
Yeah.
And for some reason,
at the last
when
moment,
his ball is still apexing, it's not to the top yet. The ball should never move until it gets to the top. Yeah. Typically, a golf swing, well, when you hit not a big fade, because the big fade comes off wide because you're cutting the golf ball. But oftentimes, if you have a less subtle fade, it will apex and then start to move. His ball starts to move before it apexes, and I don't know what the hell. We need Phil Dawson is what we need. Can we show the clip? Earl, can we show it?
So this is the first miss. This is the full 2-minute sequence, by the way, of missing the first one, the penalty, relining up, and the second one. And this is where Ross Tucker said what I just alluded to a second ago.
You really thought that when he missed the first one, man, did this guy get a break? Because he's going to make it, and people will ultimately forget
and they'll forget that he missed the first one.
But he compounded it because not only did he miss, he missed the other way.
He overcompensated.
And I'll tell you, on a golf swing, if you have a draw, that's a better miss swing than a fade, okay? He's got both problems. Typically, he misses right, but I watch the flight path of the ball and where it comes off.
This is still the first one.
This is the first one.
This is the full unedited. This is 2 minutes from.
Oh, I got it. You just put it on there full.
Both kicks.
Okay, on this one, take a look at the hash marks and the uprights. That obviously indicates the middle of the field and where the flight path of the football from the time it comes off its foot to the time it crosses the goalpost. And for some reason, and I don't know why, and what we've gone into the Borquez numbers with kickers. I don't think it's his fault. This kick was on the way. It was aiming just inside the left upright, and it hooked hard. So I don't know. I don't know what the hell the deal is, but I think it was a major mistake to not bring in competition for him. I know he knows he's fighting for his job, But at the same time, there's no one looking over his shoulder, and that's a bad thing.
Listen, when I'm looking at this game, all I could do is imagine this being the AFC Championship game, this being the Super Bowl, this being the Ravens, this being the Steelers. And for me, there's a bunch of guys, and once
By
again,
the way, the pressure is 100 times more.
thousands more. Look, I can look at a person and be like, he wants no parts of this.
He felt he was nervous
when
LeBron
when LeBron came up to Gilbert. Hey, don't miss these, because if you miss these, it's a wrap. This guy is going to cost you multiple games. And me and McNuggets were talking about it before the show. These games are coming down to 1, 2, 3 points. These games are coming.
That's the NFL.
That's the NFL. And if you're talking about whether or not this guy is going to be, can help you out, it's an emphatic no, because you don't know. He doesn't even know where the ball's going. To me,
right.
Like when he's kicking right now,
it's a mystery.
It's a mystery. A kicker has to go up there, trust the process, take a swing like he's going to take a swing any other day, whether it's in the winter, whether it's in the fall, whether it's a home or away, and kick and get up there and trust his mechanics. This is a guy who, to me, does not look like he trusts his mechanics or his swing, and he does not know where the ball's going.
There's two parts to this. If you cut a kicker, you got to sign a kicker. And this is where I get very nervous going into the season so late with this on our plate. You can make the decision to cut a kicker, but there's more than just the kicker's performance, as I said, that goes into that. Who's replacing him? Who are you bringing in off the street that's better than him? Mm-hmm. And that's where the kicker position becomes such a quandary. Who the hell is it?
I mean, there are a couple guys out there that at least their track record would make me feel a lot more comfortable in late game situations.
And they're a one-year bridge.
And there's a couple of names. You got Robbie Gould, who was really good last year in San Francisco. The guys that have teams next to them are guys who are currently in camp battles.
Gould's the only one that hasn't seen a drop-off.
No, and he's
Mason Crosby is not the same kicker.
No.
We hear Mason Crosby, we're like, yeah, he's a hell of a kicker.
But
has not been the same Mason Crosby.
Gould was very good last year.
Robbie Gould is a guy that my eyes light up when I see his name.
Where's Nick Folk at?
Well, he's in New England, but they just drafted a kicker in the 4th round.
So one of the two will be available.
One of the two, either you'll roll the dice on a 4th-round pick, for the second time in a row. Nick Folk could get cut. Blankenship and Hopkins are both in kicking battles.
How many former Browns kickers are in the league right now?
A lot.
At least 3.
Gonzalez?
Joseph.
Joseph's the good one.
Cyber. I'm not sure if Cyber's still in the league, but
no, he was last year. I don't know if he is this year.
The point remains.
The reason I bring that up is, and I'm not going to use weather or conditions as an excuse for the misses last night. Those were pressure-based. If those were practice kicks, he nails them. He folded under the pressure of the kick.
Yeah.
He was thinking about the miss. Jay Feely famously once told me as he was explaining to how kickers work mentally, he said, we only think about the process. And you heard last night in the halftime interview, as Bubba was running off the field, I think Aditi interviewed him then, he talked about he's trusting the process, he believes in the process. That's the buzzword for kickers, process. Jay told me, when you start thinking of one of these two things, the situation or the result, the process breaks down.
Yeah.
And what's happening with him, he's thinking about the result. I don't know that he's necessarily thinking about the situation. He may have been last night, but when your mind is focused on one of 3 things, the process has to be 100% focused. My plant foot, my drive, my hips, where am I pointed, all of the things that go into your process. If you're thinking of the situation and you're thinking about the result, the process isn't getting your full focus, and it will break down.
I watched this. See, this already happened. Like, you can tell that it's already starting to have a trickle effect on not only people's his confidence, but the team's confidence.
Yeah.
There's a play in the 3rd quarter. It was, I think, Kellen Mond was in the game, and they had moved the ball down the field a little bit. They were within that 49, 47, 46 range, and it was 4th and 4. Kevin Stefanski goes for it. And I'm like, no, I tweeted, no Cade York here? Because this isn't.
Hadn't he already made a couple kicks?
He was 3 for 3 already.
Oh, so you're saying he didn't want to spoil a perfect
That's exactly what it was.
Because I thought that too, but I also thought this. Maybe you want to work on your 4th and short package. Maybe you do.
With your third string quarterback, though?
I get that.
Schwartz.
It doesn't make much sense.
And so it was.
I'd rather test my kicker again.
A lot of people came with. They said they don't want to mess that up. That tells me that he's fragile. That tells me his psyche.
And they know he's fragile.
And they know it.
Yeah.
So he didn't want to put him in that position to ruin a good day.
So what do we do?
Well, hold on.
What do we do?
The one thing that I think we're missing in context with this discussion, we touched on it real quick, but the AFC's loaded, and you look at the history of football dating back to 2003. I got the numbers for you. More games are really close than there are blowouts.
Absolutely.
Since 2000, this is Corner Sharp football. Since 2003, 497 games have been decided by 3 points. That's 19% of football games played since 2003.
Right.
Been decided by field goal.
Or less?
No, just the field goal.
Okay, because I would have thought it'd be
ready?
way bigger than that.
I'm getting there. 28% have been decided by 3 points or less. So 1, 2, 3 points.
That's what I would have guessed.
And 57% of games have been decided by 1 touchdown.
Yes.
So over half
It's a
your
one-score
games
league.
are one-score games. And in this AFC, in this version of the AFC, with as many good teams as we see on paper, in my opinion, there are 10 teams that can compete for a playoff spot this year. You lose one game because a kicker misses 2-3 kicks or doesn't convert a clutch kick.
It's the difference between playoffs and not.
Exactly.
Or home field and road.
Home field or not,
Yeah.
a division title or not. And this is a year that I think Kevin Stefanski's job's on the line. A lot of guys on this team's lines are on the line. And I can't imagine Kevin Stefanski, who has an Ivy League education, would be willing to bet his future on a 4th round. It's not the first overall pick. This is a 4th round pick. I just can't imagine he's such a smart guy. I just can't imagine he would do that.
We've all recognized that there's a problem.
Yeah.
But if you're going to present a problem, you also at the same time have to present the solution. And that's where I'm stuck. I'm really stuck. I don't think this guy can succeed in Cleveland. I think last night the pendulum swung and the fan base is done with him. And I've seen this movie before. You have as well. When this fan base has picked apart your carcass and there's nothing left, there's nothing left. And it's time for everybody involved, I think, to move on. Give him a fresh start somewhere else. Send him to a dome team. A dome, I think he's going to be a kicker in the NFL. I don't have much doubt about that.
He's too talented.
I don't think the worm is going to turn here. So, part 2 of this process is, then who? And if you call up Robbie Gould today and say, we want to bring you in, he's going to laugh. He's going to say, oh, you've already cut your kicker? Because he's not going to come here for a competition.
Yeah.
He's going to come here for a job. So, you either better be all in on this and make the change before a week 3 loss on a missed field goal, because you don't want to disrupt the regular season.
No.
Oh, it's coming.
You better do it now.
Because then he's going to come in the middle of the season, have to get indoctrinated to the levels of what your stadium looks like to win. He has to come in and do it. I would move on now, because here's what I want. I want a guy who. It's very difficult to get a rookie to come in and put that rookie in a pivotal position on a team that has to win today. Because it does not, it's almost not, he doesn't even know how to ramp that up.
Is it worth trading for a kicker, going to a bad team that has a good kicker and making a trade?
Yes.
Could you flip? And this is
Who's the guy in
spitballing?
Atlanta? I'd be calling him today,
Koo.
the Asian guy.
Young-Hoo Koo.
I think I'd be on.
Is it Chow or?
I don't know how to
Koo.
pronounce
Kalo.
it.
Kalo.
Yeah.
I think he's Korean. I would be on the phone with Atlanta right now saying, what's it going to take? Atlanta's not going anywhere this year, are they?
No.
Could you flip Josh Dobbs for a kicker? Is there any team that's in need of a backup quarterback?
I don't know.
I'm literally spitballing.
No, I
don't
don't
know.
think so.
You could get a kicker for a 7th, a 6th, a 5th.
Yeah,
right?
I would be on the phone right now talking to a bad team with a good kicker. Because I'm telling you, the guys that are on the streets, they're on the streets for a reason, people. There's 32 of these jobs in the world. Mm-hmm. And it's not easy. I think Bully's even said once. Bull said, I'm kind of harsh. I expect them to make every kick. Nobody makes every kick. Nobody ever has. There are going to be misses. But there can't be the kinds of misses that we've seen over and over with him. So you better find one that's out there, because if this season is wasted, when you finally have the defensive line figured out, and it looks like you finally have the wide receiver piece figured out, and it looks like you finally have the franchise quarterback, and you've got the aggressive defensive coordinator, if this season is wasted, because of a kicker,
Yeah.
they're going to burn the place down.
And it's not just makes and miss. It's the confidence level you have in said kicker when he goes. Justin Tucker misses kicks.
Sure.
Like, everyone misses kicks.
But you know what?
Happen.
When he misses, you're shocked.
Exactly.
Last night, I was not shocked.
Well, that was my question.
I expected him to miss, especially the second one.
The first one, when Cade York walked out there for the first attempt, the 47-yard.
I was on the edge of my seat.
Did you think it was going in?
Man, heck no, it ain't going in. I knew the second one wasn't going in.
I don't think he actually drilled any right down the middle.
No,
the first
I mean,
three
one
were
of them
wobbly.
was, another coat of paint on the goalpost and it might have hit it. It's just But guys, we present problems, but we gotta follow that up with solutions. What do you do?
I would look at
Because I'm calling Atlanta.
I would look at it like this. All right, so what's better than Cade York? Well, how many kicks? He was 78%, right?
Last year, yeah.
Okay, I want a kicker that's 85.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
And I don't want you missing.
And by the way, that's probably only 2 more made field goals. But it might be the 2 that save your season.
And when it comes to extra points, I don't want you really missing none of those. I'll give you 1, maybe extra point.
I think he missed 1.
He missed 2. It's 35 or 37.
So what I want
Which is
is
pretty damn good.
I want a veteran who has made pressure kicks before, a veteran who has played and has a track record of seeing the ball go through the goalpost, and can give me an upgrade up to about 85%.
So that's Robbie Gould.
There it is.
And
So that's where we're going. We're calling his agent today
And not all that-
saying, because I guarantee you there are teams that have already contacted Robbie Gould. He doesn't want to go through camp or whatever the case may be.
It's cool.
He will be on a roster on week 1. If he's not, then I'm going to be disappointed in the Browns for not making a move to go get Robbie Gould. And by the way, he kicked in Chicago. He can kick in Element.
And guess what? It's just money. And they have enough, I believe, under the cap to make that happen.
Yeah. Then why are they messing around? Just do it.
Yeah.
Think of how differently we would look at Cade York had he not made that field goal last year against Carolina at the buzzer.
Well, I don't know where the highlight is.
But you look at his season.
I don't know where the highlight is outside of that.
Even
Yeah.
with that kick, the totality of his season was relatively subpar compared to NFL averages. Earl, I know we have that graphic that shows his average from certain distance versus the rest of the league, and outside of the closest distance right there at 20-29, he was below average and by quite a bit in the other 3 categories. Had
I
it not
can't have
been,
him 75% from 30
Yeah.
to 39 yards.
that's
McNuggets,
unacceptable.
I'm telling you, I can find guys off the street that can do that.
And
not maybe in game situations, but a 40-yard field goal is not a big deal.
No.
And had he not made that kick against Carolina, I don't think he gets the pass he had coming into this season of, he was a rookie. We saw some highlights, but he'll get better. Without that Carolina kick, it would have been a bad rookie year. Like legitimately a bad rookie
Listen,
year.
I'm throwing the Carolina kick in. It was still a bad rookie year.
And that's just the one.
It was still a bad year.
That's the one highlight that kind of was the redeeming quality in that season. But I don't think that's enough when you have a championship caliber roster. And I truly believe the Cleveland Browns have a championship caliber roster.
See, I'm not there yet.
Just a roster, top
I
to
think
bottom.
they're a playoff roster. Championship caliber means you like them better than, or as much as, Kansas City,
I think
Buffalo,
they're-
Cincinnati.
On paper, their roster, in my opinion, is in the same conversation as those top teams. Yes.
Wow.
I do.
I look at it like this, man. Sometimes it comes down to timing. You could be at a certain point in your life where you're at a company, or you're in a relationship, or you're doing something, and it's just the wrong timing. I can't date somebody who's extremely younger than me, and they still want to go out at night. I'm not going out nowhere. I gotta go to work. Like,
your clubbing days are over.
That's done. Or I'm not gonna be out here doing a bunch of extra stuff. So I gotta. Yeah, you look nice, but I just understand that's gonna cause us some strife down the road. With Cade York, the Browns are in a position right now where they can't wait on people.
Right. If they were Atlanta right now, you
Fine.
could roll with it. They've got everything but that.
And I'll tell you this, I'm not just the same way just on kicker. I'm at other positions. Jedrick Wills, I can't wait on you. And listen, I can't have you giving up sacks. I can't have you jumping off sides. You've had 4 years to prove what you're going to do. So it's just not him. It's everybody. It's that type of time that you want, and understanding the urgency, because we've seen it. Sometimes, when you visualize success, you just know that you're going to make it.
And that's what kickers do, by the way.
Yeah.
When I visualize down the road, and you can't take him to Arrowhead.
No.
You can't take you can't take him
And
to
you know what?
a championship game in Baltimore.
That bad kicker demon lives.
Yeah.
And The question is, when is it going to pop out?
It's,
If it pops out in the first quarter on a missed field goal against a team you're going to win, and it's not a big deal. But as these games get more and more important, and as these opponents get more and more difficult, the pressure on all those kicks go up. And we've clearly seen he cannot wash out the situation. He's not focused on the process fully. He's either thinking about the situation or the result, and that's where the breakdown's coming in.
And think about it, as a tactician, as a general, as a coach who's calling the plays, there's sometimes where you have to go in and say, look, we're down this many points. Look, I know it's 4th and 2. Let's take the points right here. We got a great defense. We can get the ball back. Now you sitting here thinking, oh my goodness.
There is no take the points.
There's no
guarantee.
Now it's like I can't count on you to do that because that's supposed to be a layup.
Changes the way you game plan.
And that's a tough situation, especially when look, I'm even choking. I'm like
You choked up.
I can't even breathe.
You
now.
need some Kool-Aid.
We got to address two
Kool-Aid.
things in the room though, real quick. The social media post at halftime.
Yeah, we got to get to that. We only have 5 minutes left.
And I have a top 5 on Cade York to end it up. But before we do that,
you mean at the end of the show or the end of this
I got
topic?
things that I'm more confident than Cade York right now. Before we put it on the topic, I thought of this
great.
on the fly. But the social media post, I don't think Cade York runs his own social media.
No, he doesn't.
No.
He did not make that post
that
from the
actually makes
sidelines, people.
That makes it even worse.
I agree.
That
I
a
agree.
paid professional was dumb enough to put that up there
So
at halftime.
I don't know what was said after the game. I have no idea.
that guy or girl can't have a job this morning.
There's no way Cade
That's
York
crazy.
made that post. If he did, I definitely need him cut
He's
right
gone
now.
ASAP.
I do. I'm
No,
sorry,
Jay's
Earl, I
right.
need
Jay's
him
right.
cut right now.
Jay's right.
We have talked about athletes and maturity and social media ad nauseum. I've had these conversations going back 10 years when I was at ESPN, and Twitter was just blowing up. I remember Andrew Luck was asked one time, why aren't you on social media? And he kind of laughed at the question. He's like, is that a real question?
He had a flip phone.
That was the right answer. He's like, I'm an NFL quarterback. I need 26 hours in my day to get everything done I need to do. And you're asking me why I'm not on social media? That's a dumb question. So I understand that this is the generation we're in. Everybody's got to make their brand. I got to be a brand. What's my brand? I got to get it out there. Nuts. Your brand is unemployment if you're spending too much time doing that and not enough time making kicks. And to your point, if he hired somebody to run his social media, the discussion was never had, look, bro, never tweet anything controversial. The fact that he would have to tell this person, whatever you do, never tweet during a game. My mind was blown.
So, on certain podcasts, and I'm drawing a blank on which one in specific I remember, but they have athletes come on and they've asked them, like, what do you do at halftime? Like, when you're waiting for your coach to come in? And some have said, I listen to music or...
I've heard people say, check my feed.
And that has been an answer I've heard
Rips
before.
my guts out when I hear
I
it.
can't, I didn't play a lot when I played in college. Like,
Sure.
I was a bench player for 3 or 4 years. If I went in at halftime, and no one was tweeting about D3 basketball, but had I been in a situation where people were, had I gone in at halftime,
You'd have lost your scholarship.
OB would have made me run suicide till I threw up, made me clean the throw up, then run again till I threw up again. But what's the benefit? Like, I don't understand what.
You know what the benefit is? It's the conversation of brand. I got to have a brand.
But there's no break. Just reposting something from the Browns.
Yeah, but it's just this constant noise that social media is important and that it's a big thing. You're not going to have any followers if you're Cade York, Taco Bell drive-through employee.
I have no issue with athletes getting on Twitter. I actually don't mind them getting back and forth on Twitter. Like, everyone has their right. But during a game, during those 3 hours,
and that's
3.5 hours,
Mike.
that has to be completely offline, off limits.
I wish more athletes would do this. When the season's on, I go dark. I don't have time for this stuff.
The LeBron.
It's a distraction. I don't care what anybody says. You got Kevin Durant creating a burner account, getting into fights on Twitter with fans. That's a distraction from what your mission is. Your mission's very clear. And in Cade York's case, his mission is simple. He doesn't have to learn a playbook. He doesn't have to lift weights. He doesn't have to practice 4 hours a day in the heat. He doesn't have to do anything except put an oblong brown football through 2 yellow goalposts when his team needs him. That's it. He's got the easiest job in sports. I'm not saying easiest in terms of skill set. It is difficult. What I'm saying is you have one job.
Kick the football.
Make the brown ball go through the yellow things. And anything else that takes up time in your day from you focusing on that is a distraction. And you need to cut out your job's on the line. Your career's on the line. You need to cut out every outside, and here's the other thing. God, don't look at social media today.
Yeah.
Do not dive in to social media today. Because he'll be 0 for 4 against Kansas City if he does that.
Too late.
Because am I right? I don't look at it much, but I saw a lot of people were texting me things that people were saying.
Too late.
Am I wrong in saying the city wants him gone?
No, you're not wrong at all. And it's funny because when we did Behind the Glass last week, I remember telling McNuggets, I said, you know what, for me, you come out here and you do something like you did last night, and then you turn around and you repeat that performance in week 3 of the preseason against Kansas City, I'm like you. I don't give a damn about you being a 4th-round pick. You need to go bye-bye. Because if I can't trust you to make field goals now when the weather is not inclement, and you want me to trust you at Cleveland Brown Stadium in November when the wind is just swirling.
Can't do it.
Before y'all put a bow on this, let me just say this. Let this be a lesson in humility for a lot of people. You don't take victory laps mid-game when the game is still going on, and then you get put on the line in a pressure situation.
Yes.
You know what reminded me of?
Like a chair.
We've probably all seen the video of the 100-meter dash where some dude gets out to a big lead, and he actually looks over to lane 2, and he's like, and waves by to him, and 10 yards before the finish line, he trips and falls and finishes last.
That's Mr. Freeze, right?
It's Mr. Freeze in Atlanta. Yeah.
Is that who that is?
No, well, it's not. It's the same premise.
It's the premise. The warning track guy, right? He's Mr. Freeze in the suit.
Yeah.
The guy's like doing victory laps. He's like, they give him his little lead. He's about to go across the finish line. He trips and falls, and Mr. Freeze just goes right by him for the dub.
The victory lap thing, first of all, I'm a fan of not taking a victory lap. I am. If you win, we all know what the score is. We don't need you to remind us. We don't. We don't need you to take a victory lap. One of the reasons I so loved Barry Sanders was when he scored a touchdown, what did he do?
Hand the ball to the ref.
Here you go. I've been here many times. It's no big deal for me.
Yeah.
You don't need to have a dance. You don't need. Now, I get that that's big, and a lot of fans do like that, but win with class and subtlety, and nobody's ever going to want to rub your face in it when you fall. Yeah. And that's why it made it so much worse for Cade York. The missed kicks were awful. When I saw the Instagram post, and I had a couple people text it to me, I was just like, this is fake. There's no way that this is fake.
It just was the timing, the situation, the scenario, the ending. It could not have gone worse than.
Did he have to tell everybody, or did his social media person have to tell everybody?
It's been deleted, by the way. It has been deleted.
Yeah, I would have. I mean,
it's too late.
But guess what?
Hosted. That's the whole.
No. I'm just saying now in hindsight.
You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube.
Yeah.
You know.
And I remember when I did my first show on UCSS, and everybody thought it was pretty well. If I would have jumped off of here and jumped on Twitter like I'm here now, and then my second time out, I totally bombed. You know how bad that makes me look?
Can't do it.
Just take your dubs in silence and keep it moving.
Especially
Especially when you're shaky.
Yeah, thank you. Act like winning is part of your routine.
So I don't have graphics for this. I did this on the fly. But before we move on,
I can't wait to see this.
I have a top 5 list of things I have more confidence in than Cade York kicking a game-winning field goal right now.
Okay, let's see them.
Number 1, my ability to eat $20 worth of Taco Bell and not shit my brains out for 3 hours.
That's like a Guinness record, isn't it?
It would be.
Yeah.
And I'm more confident I could do that than I would be in Cade York stepping up to kick a 50-yarder right
that's
now.
disgustingly gross, but what's number 4?
Number 4, Bull's ability to fast for 48 hours. Just saying. More confidence in that.
Oh, God.
Number 3,
Yeah, that's hard.
I have more confidence in Anthony's ability to spell conscious right on the first try than I do in Cade York kicking a 50-yard game-winning field goal right now.
Poor Cade.
That's tough.
Number 4.
Well, McNuggets is kicking your ass. It's a wrap.
Number 4, Earl said it on the show yesterday, but I have more confidence Earl could hit a step-back three-point jumper over Evan Mobley right now than I do and Cade York kicking the
And
game-winning
before
field
you
goal.
say, well, that's not surprising, Earl admittedly can't even cross over dribble.
Hey, listen.
Like, he'll tell you that.
Earl, you can say I can't say it, but you can say it.
Hey, listen, I'm the only black man in America that can't dribble between my legs. Hey, I got that clip on my social media, and everybody get a kick out of Jay saying, your black card is in danger, bro.
Like, let me find out you shoot with two hands. If you shoot,
Bill Cartwright all day long.
Oh,
you
God.
know?
if you shoot with two
Oh,
hands,
God.
You'll push shot.
oh my God.
All right, what's number one?
Well, this one was proven wrong already, but number one was I had more confidence in Jay letting me get in this whole segment off without interrupting than I did in Cade York kicking a game
You
winner.
know that isn't going to happen.
And that didn't happen, so Cade, it's on you, buddy.
You're so much easier to interrupt than Bull. I got to take advantage of it.
It is what it is. But yeah.
Before we close this out, I do think it's important because we talked about solutions. We're all in agreement that something has to happen.
Totally.
Even
100%.
Even if that something is signing a kicker today to give him competition for the last week of
You can't go on status quo because whatever status quo is right now is not working.
Okay.
Can't.
So you have to look at the pool of available players. And like I said, there's 32 jobs. They're very tough. The people that aren't in those 32 jobs aren't in those for a reason, whether it's age or declining performance or you've just never been very good. You can look at that pool, and there is a pretty good kicker in there in Robbie Gould, but he's a one-year bridge, and then you're right back to where you were last year. You need to, my solution is to get someone that's already in the top 32. Go target a really good kicker on a bad team. And again, I came up with Atlanta. There's probably others, but that's how I'm fixing this mess. Because the season could literally come down to a kick, and nobody is this. If our season goes south because of a missed kick, and this is a problem that we knew we had in August, I would not want to be in the Browns front office.
And I don't want to hear no stupid people, and I don't really call people dumb and stupid, but I don't want to hear people say, well, the reason, there were a lot of plays that we could have made. This play did not cost us the game. If you say that, you have not played competitive athletics in your life. You sit at home and you watch TV, and that's fine. I don't really go this route. But do you know how painstaking it is to be on the sideline and to be running around trying to do everything you can to win a game? You're battered, you're bruised, your knees hurt, you fought for 3 hours against a 300-pound man, and then a kick happens and you lose.
The name I'm watching, and he's not officially cut yet, but the Patriots just drafted a kicker in the 4th round. Nick Folk went 32 of 36 last season.
I'll take him.
He's the guy I'm bringing. As soon as he hits the cut.
Now he's up there in age too.
He's 37 compared to Gould at 41,
I'm
40.
cool with
I got some stats.
But
That's old,
32
man.
of 37, 86.5 percentage last year.
He was good last year.
His long was 54. He had no field goals blocked. In comparison, Cade York was tied with the league in the NFL with 3 field goals blocked at 75%. So.
Yeah, I'll take him.
that's the guy I'm looking at.
Yeah, okay, that's a
That
good
means you
one.
give Cade York 2 more weeks to show you that he's fixed it. I hope he does. I genuinely hope Cade York can figure it out. I don't have a ton of confidence that he will.
Was
But
Folk a
gives you-
Buckeye?
Nick
Where'd he kick?
Folk?
Was he a Buckeye? Or who am I?
He was in New England last year. Then
No, I know, but did he go to Ohio State? Why do I
don't think-
want to tie him to Ohio State?
I can tell you. Give me 1 sec.
I don't think he is.
Maybe not.
Nick Folk went to played in Dallas with the Jets. Where do you go to college?
Yeah, so now we can get to some people who actually play well.